Hi guys, it's Mrs. Ogle. We're here to talk about dinosaurs again today. Are you excited to learn something new about dinosaurs? I learned some new things, so I hope that we can learn them together. Let's start by singing our song. Remember, we're doing it the dinosaur way this time. Are you ready? Mrs. Ogle's here, clap your hands, Mrs. Ogle's here. Clap your hands, Mrs. Ogle's here. Clap your hands, Mrs. Ogle's in our classroom. You are here, give a roar. You are here, give a roar. You are here, give a roar. You are in our classroom. Your friends are here, chomp your teeth. Your friends are here, chomp your teeth. Your friends are here. Chomp your teeth, your friends are in our classroom. Have you had fun learning about dinosaurs so far? Gosh, it's one of my favorite things to learn about. But first, we've got a couple more things we need to go over. Stand up big and tall. Hand goes on our heart. Are you ready? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Great job, guys. Go ahead and have a seat. Let's look at our calendar. Can you believe it's the month of May? And this month is already flying by. Yep, this is our number right here. Do you know what this number is? I bet a lot of you know that number, but we're going to count to get there anyway. Then we're going to look at how many days until our last day. Are you ready? We're going to count first to today's number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Today is Thursday, May 7. 7 is a great number because it's 2 straight lines to make the number 7. I wonder how many different ways can you make the number 7? Can you try writing a 7 with crayons or markers? Can you use your popsicle sticks to show the number 7? Or maybe you could roll your Play-Doh into a really long snake and bend it just right and make the number 7. Do you think you could do that? I bet you can. All right, it won't be long before we get to our last day of school. Do you see those stars show up? That's going to be our last day of learning like this. Let's count how many days are left. Are you ready to count with me? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. That means we really have just about 2 weeks left of learning this way. Loved learning this way with you, but really miss seeing you guys in class. So hopefully you're having fun with these videos until we can be back together again. All right, let's get to it. Let's talk about dinosaurs. Dinosaurs aren't around anymore. Something happened to dinosaurs and now do you remember what that word is? Extinct. They're extinct. That means they used to be around, but they're not anymore. All of the dinosaurs are gone now. I want to look at dinosaur teeth again. These are the teeth of a meat-eater dinosaur. Remember, they're sharp, so that dinosaur could chomp down hard, tear the meat, and swallow a great big chunk all at once. And these are the teeth of a plant eater. They're much flatter, right? So a dinosaur who was eating plants might chew, 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 chew for a long time, and then they would swallow all of those plants. So I wonder if you can help me figure out whether a plant eater or a meat eater would eat certain types of foods. Let's look. Oh, that's lettuce. I like lettuce. I use lettuce to make a salad in my house. Do you think a meat eater would eat lettuce or a plant eater? What do you think? A plant eater would eat it. Uh-oh, I covered up that lettuce. I'm going to hide up here for a little while. Okay, yep, the lettuce is something that a plant eater would eat. What about this great big drumstick? Do you think that's something that a meat eater would eat or a plant eater? What do you think? You think that's something you would need sharp teeth to tear at or flat teeth to chew? Sharp teeth are going to work better, so who's going to eat that? The meat eater. You're so good at this. What about berries that you might find on a bush? Is that something this meat eater is going to want or something the plant eater is going to eat? The plant eater. Yep, he's going to eat those berries. Oh, and a great big steak. What do you think? Will our Triceratops with his flat teeth want to eat that steak? Or the little T-Rex we see here with his sharp teeth? I think that's probably more for the T-Rex. He's a meat eater. He's going to like that steak. What about this sausage? I wonder if you can tell you're grown up. Do you think that's for a meat eater or a plant eater? That is something a meat eater is going to eat, isn't it? Yep. How about these leaves? They look like they would come from maybe a bush, or maybe they fell out of trees. What do you think? That's going to be for the plant eater, isn't it? Yep. Different dinosaurs ate different kind of foods, and there's a whole other group of dinosaurs called omnivores. And omnivores had sharp teeth for tearing at meat and flat teeth for chewing things up, and they could eat either things. That's true. All right, so I want to talk to you about a new type of dinosaur today that I haven't talked to you about before, Brachiosaurus. Look at that Brachiosaurus. He is a great big dinosaur. Very, very big. Bigger even than a T-Rex. Now, these two didn't live at the same time. Brachiosaurus didn't live at the same time as a T-Rex. But if they did, Brachiosaurus would have been bigger. So we like to look at the dinosaurs and how big they are next to a person. Do you think Brachiosaurus is going to be bigger than a person or smaller than a person? Bigger. You ready for this? Look at that. Do you see this guy right here? That is how tall a Brachiosaurus would be. A person could walk right underneath his legs and even his tummy wouldn't touch them. That's so funny to me. Did you know Brachiosaurus was so big that when it was a grown-up, nobody else would fight with it? Nope. Not even the meat eaters would come after the Brachiosaurus. He was just too big. And they could be, oh gosh, I'm trying to think how tall they are. Look how big they are. I bet he's taller than 8 or 10 people standing all together. And look how long his neck is. Now, for most dinosaurs that have a long neck, that makes him a sauropod. A Brachiosaurus is in a family of dinosaurs called a sauropod. Sauropods usually have great big long tails, otherwise they fall over. But Brachiosaurus didn't have a great big long tail because his feet were far enough apart that he was still steady, even though his tail wasn't quite as big as his neck to help him provide balance. Brachiosaurus walked on 4 feet, but sometimes scientists believe that the Brachiosaurus could have even stood back on his back 2 feet and used his front 2 feet to maybe stand up on tall trees to reach the very leaves on the tippy top. Have you ever been to a zoo? Are there any animals in a zoo that you can think of that have a long neck, kind of like a Brachiosaurus? Yeah, he kind of reminds me of a giraffe. Now, he's not a whole lot like a giraffe, right? Even a giraffe is not as big as a Brachiosaurus. Brachiosaurus is even bigger than that. And giraffes are very different kinds of animals. But boy, they both have that same long neck, don't they? Yep, Brachiosaurus is a fun type of dinosaur. Do you remember what kind of dinosaur we're going to talk about tomorrow? T-Rex. We are going to talk about that great big T-Rex tomorrow with his sharp teeth. All right, but for today, I've got a book for you. It's called The Dinosaur Who Lived in My Backyard. Now, this book doesn't tell us what kind of dinosaur it is, but I wonder if it could have been a Brachiosaurus. Do you think? Oh, something else that's really cool about the Brachiosaurus, I almost forgot. Did you know they were first discovered in Colorado? They were first discovered in Colorado. So Brachiosaurus lived in the United States where we live now. Now, they don't live here anymore. They're extinct. We know that. But way before people lived here, dinosaurs were like the Brachiosaurus were living in our country, even in Colorado. I thought that was really cool. All right. Are you ready? The dinosaur who lived in my backyard. Yeah. There used to be a dinosaur who lived in my backyard. Sometimes I wish he still lived there. The dinosaur who lived here hatched from an egg that was as big as a basketball. That's a pretty big egg. By the time he was 5, he was as big as our car. Just one of his dinosaur feet was so big, it wouldn't even have fit in my sandbox. My mother says that if you eat all your vegetables, you'll grow very strong. That must be true because that's all this dinosaur ate. I bet he ate 100 pounds of vegetables every day. That's a whole lot of lima beans. This dinosaur was so heavy that he would have made my whole neighborhood shake like pudding if he jumped. He weighed as much as 20 pickup trucks. The dinosaur who lived in my backyard was bigger than my school bus, even bigger than my house. He had many other dinosaur friends. Sometimes they played hide and seek. Sometimes they had terrible fights. The dinosaur who used to live here was allowed to sleep outside every night. It's a good thing he didn't need a tent. He was so big he would have needed a circus tent to keep him covered. Back when my dinosaur lived here, my town was a big swamp. This dinosaur needed a lot of water. If he still lived here, we'd have to keep the sprinkler on all the time. My dinosaur had a very long neck so he could eat the leaves at the top of trees. If he still lived here, I bet he could rescue my kite. That's all I know about the dinosaur who used to live in my backyard. He hasn't been around for a very long time. Sometimes I wish he still lived here. It would be pretty hard to keep a dinosaur happy, but my sister and I are saving all our lima beans, just in case. That's kind of funny. You know those dinosaurs, they would have eaten so many vegetables in one day. I bet it would take a long time for them to save up enough lima beans. Don't you think so? I think so too. All right, when you guys come back tomorrow, we're going to check in on Mrs. Ogle's flowers. I have seen some great pictures of your flowers. Some of you have flowers that are way bigger than mine, but my flowers are growing too, and I hope yours are. I know lots of you have planted your flowers, and a lot of you are starting to see some green show through that dirt, aren't you? Very exciting to check in on those plants. So tomorrow we're going to check in on our plants, we're going to talk about T-Rex, and we're going to learn even more awesome things. You guys have a great day. I'll see you later.